Yeah, no, I had no doubt Dallas was going to show and be his best. I mean, we've seen how many starts he had? 31 starts, and maybe one where he hasn't gotten out and given us a significant chance to win. So I never a doubt with Dallas. He was going to post and use his stuff effectively. I thought his stuff was as good as it's been in a few starts. Even the inning they scored off of him in the sixth, it was like soft single, soft out, soft single, soft out, and they get a run out of it. But so I thought his stuff was pretty crisp.
Is this a different game plan with Weaver or just a different execution?
A little more different execution. Our game plan with him is, you want to be patient. He throws some pitches that look hittable, and then, they may move just off the plate, or they're just above the zone, or just this little breaking ball is just below the zone. So he teases you in and around the strike zone. So it takes incredible discipline to wait. But at the same time, if he's going to make a mistake trying to get ahead, you want to be prepared to ambush him. So I thought we did a better job today than any time we faced him this year of laying off the borderline pitches. Some called strikes, some called balls, and then a couple of big swings to hit the ball out of the ballpark, which is not something that is easy to do against Weaver, because you can overswing easily, and he feasts off that. And we've been part of his quality starts throughout the year, and it was nice to get some execution tonight.
Dallas tied the franchise record for most strikeouts in a season by a left-handed pitcher. I know you didn't see him last year, but given his propensity to just rely on soft contact and weak contact and groundouts, is this a guy you saw in spring that could ramp up the strikeout numbers like he has?
Yeah, strike thrower like Dallas with finished pitches. Both secondary pitches are plus, and he can get it on changeups. He can get it on these sliders. He threw a few more cutters tonight into these righties to Trout, to Pujols, trying to back him off the plate a little bit. So somebody that gets ahead as much as Dallas, and as he's developed his put-away pitches, the strikeout numbers have piled up a little bit for him. So he's a pitch-to-contact type guy early, and then he sort of smells finishing at bats, with the best of them. So when that type of combination, if you swing early on Dallas, chances are you soft contact on the ground. If you wait him out, he's got some ways to punch you out. That's why he's arguably the best starting pitcher in the American League this year.
How much better are his put-away pitches than last year?
It's hard. For me, it's hard to say. You'd have to ask him. But I've seen it even get better from the beginning of the season all the way till right now. Especially his breaking ball. When he has feel for his breaking ball, that starts on the plate and finishes off the plate, back foot to righties, on the plate, off the plate to lefties. He's very difficult, especially as he's going to come after you. He can surprise some fastballs late. This changeup's good. He's a complete pitcher, so he can do anything to a hitter.
You talked about how normal rest.
He'll pitch Sunday. Yeah.
You talked about how dynamic the top of your order could be. How enticing is it to see those three guys do what they did tonight?
Yeah, they put it together. It's pretty fun, isn't it? It's a difficult trio to get through. Especially when they get going one after another, and whether it's speed, whether it's power, whether it's quality at bats. When all three of those guys are locked in, it's a pretty special group. I think they all bring something a little bit different, which is good. They're different style hitters. They have different approaches, but none of them are necessarily your typical table setters to get to the middle of the order. All of them can do damage in any count against any pitch. When they combine for, what did they combine for tonight? 6 hits? 8 hits?
8 hits.
That's a good night. That's a good night for us.
I feel like it got back to normal tonight, the last 3 nights, the way you play.
Yeah, we're back, right? We left for a little bit, but we feel good about our team. I know when you go through the lull that we went through on the road trip, there was something good about coming home, and not just because we have a good record here, but we were reminded the last couple of games we're a good team, and we've had runs of this where we've had to answer questions after a few bad stretches. We're not a perfect team. We still make mistakes, but we're a pretty good baseball team, and getting rewarded for that with a couple of wins at home, playing the way we've played is a confidence booster.
Do you think now you're so close to the finish line, they can sense it, that something special is can happen?
Well, being in it, I think a lot of these guys, I'm brand new here for the Castro and Altuve and Keuchel and guys that have been here over the last few years. I mean, this is new territory. They haven't played, this competitive, this important of baseball, here in Houston in a while, or in their whole career. And so I think there's a great sense of urgency of getting to the ballpark the next day when you're in it. You feel good about it. Even these bumps and bruises don't hurt as much. We're looking forward to tomorrow night's game already. So I know our guys know, what's at stake, and we're embracing it. We're having a great time. And we were having a great time in Texas, even though the results were bad. And we were getting getting beat up a little bit. Because that's who we are as a personality. I mean, our group's as loose as can be, and we definitely sense the time of year that we're in, and we're one of the few teams that, they're being talked about on a daily basis.
How did guys get clicked back in?
Gaddis, when he's in the strike zone and has some discipline about what he swings at, he's a completely different hitter. He hunts RBIs and extra base hits with the best of them, and sometimes that can get a little swing happy, because he has pretty good hand-eye coordination for a big guy with power. He wants to put the ball in play, and I think as he's in the last couple weeks watching him lay off some balls and strikes. It's not just about swinging at strikes and laying off balls. It's actually some of these pitchers' pitches that end up being strikes keep you in the at-bat rather than put the ball in play for outs. But he's locked in to compete during every at-bat and asks a lot out of himself to put the ball in play hard. So whether it's some of these left-handed pitchers that we've seen in the last week, some of the discipline that he's shown, but he's come up with some big hits to all fields.
Does the way the bullpen has pitched lately make it a little harder to pull Keuchel after 7 and maybe save those extra bullets?
I thought Keuchel was throwing the best of the night in that last inning in the 7th, and I saved a lot of bullets early in the year, specifically for the stretch down in September where you want to extend your guys a little bit, and you've seen me do it with McHugh, you've seen me do it with with Keuchel. I haven't done it with everybody, but I think our bullpen has been used quite a bit. And to me, you start counting outs towards the latter third of the game and who's going to get them. And in tonight's particular game, regardless of the pitch count, Dallas was the best guy to get those outs in the 8th. And I had protection for him at the end when Trout came up. He wasn't going to face Trout. I wanted to give Trout a different look with Neshek. So, regardless of it's more of how much our bullpen's pitched. The quality of our bullpen's still really good. And I feel very confident putting those guys in the game when the game on the line.
How about everything that Correa's done? He's finally going to turn 21 tomorrow, and most home runs.
He's getting old, isn't he?
Exactly. Yeah.
He's legal. I mean, we can buy him a beer now. It'd be great. What's your question? If I'm going to buy him a beer?
Yeah. No. I mean, just everything that he's done to consider most home runs in franchise history before 21.
So I'll give you the worst, easiest quote. He's a really good player, and at a young age, and he's already one of the marquee players in our league. And it's nice to see him mature. He's still got things to work on. I'll be the black cloud here, saying he's got some things to work on to become an even better player. But how he's handled being in the spotlight on a playoff contending team is nothing short of spectacular. I'm very proud of this kid, how he goes about his business and how he interacts with his teammates. He can do a lot on the field. We see it every day. We're very spoiled, and the fans of Houston are going to enjoy Carlos and his contributions. We hope for a long time. I'm really proud he's on our team.